So it's the second day of Maker's Week. Yesterday I built this lovely welding table that I'm standing in front of. Today I'm going to do something a little similar. I have more angle iron and I'm going to build a smoker. So I picked up some 55-gallon drums that used to hold maple syrup from a company that buys the maple syrup, puts them into bourbon barrels, rye barrels, I think they're rye barrels, and ages them and puts some whiskey character onto their maple syrup. So I'm going to take one of those 55-gallon drums. I'm going to build a base for it. I have a propane tank that I've already cut up that I'm going to use for a firebox, and I'm going to build a smoker. So we'll get started. So while I was getting the metal for my welding table, I picked up these pieces of angle iron, and they're the same diameter as the 55-gallon drum that I have outside. So when they're arranged in a nice box, the barrel should fit on the sides of these just fine. But I'm going to miter the corners of them, and then I'm going to weld them up into a frame. I have, again, the top shelf and a shelf, a lower shelf to hold the firebox. So I've got all my pieces mitered. Now I'm just going to use the square and my table and my welder to weld it all up. Next step is to put on the legs. So the propane tank is my firebox, and it's going to be sitting below the 55-gallon bucket. I'm going to have it removable, and it's not going to be permanently affixed, so that we can increase the length of the hose, so that we can either do hot smoking by having it directly underneath the barrel, or cold smoking by just moving it away and having a longer hose that lets the smoke cool down before it enters the barrel where all our food is. So I gotta measure. There's gonna be some sort of lip on here to attach a hose, and a lip coming off the bottom of the barrel to also attach the other end of the hose. So the last piece is to weld the plate to the shelf so that the propane firebox can have a place to sit. So I have the base finished. Now I have to finish the firebox and I have to start working on the barrel. So this is the barrel for my smoker. I've already drawn a line using the square around the edge of the top of the and bottom of the barrel to mark out about 5 inches up for the start and end of my door. And now I'm using a square and a straight edge to connect the lines to finish off the door. I'll probably put a curve in, but I'll just do that freehand. For the curves, I'm switching to a jigsaw. So inside these barrels was pure grade A Vermont maple syrup. They came from a whiskey company that uses syrup in their used barrels to age it and give it a whiskey character, a rye character. So we got these right after they emptied them. And so all that in the bottom of the barrel is grade A Vermont maple syrup. So I'm securing an aluminum strip on the edge just to fill in some of the gap where the metal's missing from the cut, and to make it look pretty without having to clean up the edges so much. I might put a seal around it as well to help keep in the smoke, but that'll be for later. So I've got it clamped up in a straight line. I've drilled some holes and I'm gonna just rivet it on with some pop rivets or squeeze rivets. And I'm going to do that for all 4 sides of this box and for the firebox. So that's my door framed. Kind of nice. I'll probably end up trimming these long ones, just make it look a little prettier, but that's later. So I got a couple of door hinges, and I'm going to replace the screws that they came with some machine bolts. Should be the same size there. So I need to cut a hole in the bottom of this drum for the air inlet, the smoke inlet. I bought this hole saw, which is about the right size, but it didn't have a chuck for a drill. It had a screw, and I didn't realize that. So I'm going to try it on my angle grinder. I don't think it's going to work well. We'll see. Yeah, I think it's going too fast for the blade. Yeah, that's not gonna work. This might have to be left for another day. I didn't finish the smoker yesterday, but I got really close. I'm going to show you around the features and what I still have left to do on it. So I got the door of the smoker cut out and hung with a opening that I'll probably clean up a little more. I don't need a chimney because there's a screw top where you get the syrup out that I'm just going to use as the vent. I might put a cap on it just to help protect it from rain and inhibit the smoke a little bit. I might put a pipe coming down so that the smoke has to fill the chamber before just escaping out the top. I also need to still put the supports for the barbecue grate. I've got 2 barbecue grates there, and I'm just going to drill some holes in the sides of the barrel to set them on. I'm also going to put some hooks in the top so we can hang cheeses or birds or fish or something that can't fit necessarily on a barbecue grate. I still need to cut a hole in the bottom, you can see all the syrup, for the smoke and heat inlet. I also have a thermometer that I'm going to put into the door. I did notice while I was fixing the door onto the barrel that it bent sometime during the cutting, so I'm going to need to reinforce that door to make it a better shape, because right now if I try to close it, it tries to go underneath the sidewall, and you can see up here, I'm not sure if you can see, it sticks pretty far out from the barrel, or it tries to stick pretty far out from the barrel on the left side. So if I put in some reinforcing bar, I can make it take a shape that conforms to my opening a little bit better. I also have to put in the locking mechanism, which I've just got a, you can't really see it, a mailbox lock, mailbox latch. I also need to put a flange and affix the door to the smoke box. I've got some flanges there. Those are aluminum, and I'm just gonna attach them with some foil tape. I am really happy with how the base turned out. The barrel sits perfectly onto it. The distance from the smoke box, the firebox, to the smoker is great. So there's a few more things that need to get done, but I'm actually pretty pleased with it. I think this is going to be a useful tool for us. We're going to have some delicious smoked meats and cheeses. So I know the project isn't quite complete, but I did finish the base, and that was all in one day. And I did make something that was a little unexpected during the process of this. I made a great, amazing, giant, sticky mess from leaking syrup all over the garage floor. So that's something. Be sure to check out all the rest of my projects for National Makers Week, and be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Thanks for watching.